Alright, so I'm gonna try my hand at scripted content, and we will just see how this goes. I am sorry to ruin your childhood, but Club Penguin sucked ass. Now, I'm not an expert at kids games. I'm actually really bad at them, but the reason that I know that I'm bad at them is because for an adult woman, I play quite a bit of children's games, probably more than the average adult. Just to be clear, I don't play more than the average kids game community adults. Yes, those exist, but I do play more than I probably should as an adult person. Not only that, I also grew up looking like this with no real friends in real life, so I know what I am talking about when I talk about these games. Oh, and by the way, if you're not following my Twitch already, you should. Those clips are from there, the link is in the description down below. We aren't comparing Club Penguin to kids games now, because at that point, we all know that Club Penguin would Karjitsu Flame 10 the fuck out of all of them. We are comparing the same genre and era of gaming as Club Penguin was when it first came out. Okay, so based on my memory, Club Penguin had Minigames, Chatrooms, and customization for your penguin and igloo. We're gonna be roasting all three of those today. I hope that's alright.
Smokin'!
Okay, so let me just Google something really quick.
Boy, if you don't get—
Yeah, Club Penguin thinks it's an MMO. Okay. Let's define an MMO real quick. I'm gonna read this off of Wikipedia if you don't mind. According to Wikipedia, an MMO is a massively multi-online... I've already fucked this up. According to Wikipedia, an MMO is a massively multiplayer online game, usually featuring a huge open world that enables player to cooperate and to compete against each other on a large scale, and sometimes to interact meaningfully with people around the world. So the first bit of tea is that Club Penguin is not a game. There is a very good video created by Robocast that I will link down in the description below that goes over why Club Penguin died, but also about the creation of Club Penguin. And originally it was called Penguin Chat, and it was just a chat site where you were a penguin, and that was it.
Oh, no.
Now granted, Disney did put their flair on this once they got a hold of the game, adding in the mini games and a couple of Easter eggs within the rooms. Editing Tanis here, I made a mistake. I rewatched the Robocast video, and apparently all of the mini games were actually added by the original Penguin Chat people, meaning Disney didn't really do anything. So that's great. Anyway, carry on. But that's still it. That was still it when we got Club Penguin. On the Club Penguin fandom page, under the multiplayer gameplay tab, is the list of games, which, by the way, those mini games are the only things that we can count as gameplay because Club Penguin thinks of itself as an MMO. And those games include... Those are 10 games. And 4 of those 10 games are the exact same thing. 2 of them are just things that Club Penguin directly ripped with no actual twist on the gameplay at all, just threw a penguin in it. While the other one is a keyboard version of Dance Dance Revolution. You can also find all the Club Penguin minigames online. They're just not branded as Club Penguin because Club Penguin just ripped all of these games out of the real world and into itself, as well as actually finding Club Penguin branded games on mobile when Club Penguin was still up, because those games are standalone. So if they could be on a mobile platform by itself without Club Penguin, the chat site, and the having a penguin and all of that, that tells me that that's not really Club Penguin. That's a separate entity in itself. So yes, those mini games are games. Club Penguin itself is not a game. The second reason that Club Penguin sucked is that it didn't market itself as a chat site despite the fact that it was one, which made it a really boring one. Let me pose this idea to you. Once upon a time, there was a game, nay, a chat site, that had every single thing that Club Penguin had, only 10 times better. This website was called Meez. Now, Meez cannot compete in the child-friendly factor that Club Penguin had because it was PG-13. However, Meez had mini games where you could earn the free currency that it had, just like in Club Penguin, except there were over 100 games to choose from. And oh, what's that? You say you miss your penguin being involved in the actual games? Oh, I'm sorry. Meez actually had 9 games where you could actually put your character into the game. That is only 1 less than the 10 that Club Penguin had, and half of the games that Club Penguin had were the exact same game. Meez also had chat rooms that had more things to do in them. For example, a lot of the rooms had YouTube players embedded into the room, so you could actually all watch videos together or listen to music together. And this is at the height of YouTuber stardom, so if you want to watch that new, I'm trying to think of someone that's not controversial, equals 3 video. Anyway, if you wanted to watch YouTube videos in a Meez chat room with your friends, you could do that.
There was also this thing that I remember in your personal room, you could actually have an aquarium that you could customize and add things into, and you could feed your fish daily, as well as a way to like leave voicemail type things and messages to people in their room if you end up stopping by when they're not there. Not only that, but before streaming services were super popular, I remember there being rooms that were movie theater themed that played Hulu. I watched Family Guy with ads, with people in a chat room on Meez.
Like a decade ago. The places also had more variety. For example, there was prom that had looked, like a prom and was decorated like a prom and played prom music, I guess. And then on the other side of the neighborhood, in the other hood, the emo-esque hood, yes, hood, moving on, there was like an anti-prom where they would play metal music and stuff. It was really cool. It was just a cool experience overall. This isn't even the only game I would say did it better. I could actually name a few of them, but just to go into some of the examples of family-friendly ones or kid-friendly ones, OurWorld and Whyville come to mind. Whyville had games that were extremely educational, where you were actually learning as you were getting the free in-game currency, but they also had this shop that went on for pages and was actually created by Whyville users. I remember learning about bank investments and aquatic life, and even how to drive on there. Not only that, but it also had a section for parents specifically on the homepage of the website, as well as a newsletter that you could subscribe to. By the way, Whyville is still up and existing if you ever wanted to play it, but maybe don't do that, because that would be creepy, because their Wikipedia page says that they are for 8 to 14-year-olds. OurWorld took the chat site portion of it and actually gamified the entire thing, making the whole thing a game. Your character, your avatar itself, would actually level up as you played through the mini games that they had, and through those levels, that's where you would get the free currency or even free items while you're leveling. It's kind of hard to explain if you never played it. You could also customize your character and your house, and even add rooms onto your house that you can't do in Club Penguin. You just got one little igloo. Also, it had the exact same dance minigame as Club Penguin with a cooler multiplayer screen, so can't beat that, dude. Along with 100 other games that you could play instead of the just couple that Club Penguin had, etc., yada yada. Most importantly, above all else, people would actually talk to you in these games. My biggest complaint about Club Penguin and the fact that it wasn't marketed as a chat room is the fact that people would not talk to you. I'd be vibing in the freaking pizza place, and everyone would just be standing there doing absolutely nothing. That's it. Actually, I think that was the only place I could find someone talking to me in Club Penguin. Was sometimes there'd be people role-playing in the pizza place that they were like cooking pizza, but then after that it was kind of a dead end. Could this video really just be a reflection that even in an online setting, my pre-teen awkward ass could not get someone to talk to me, even masked behind a penguin as a character, and that it is just the failure of my own, and it is just human error? Of course not, 'cause I had it all, baby. I had it all. OurWorld, Meez, Whyville, IMV, Wizard 101, Webkins, Neopets, Vantage, Nicktropolis, Millsbury, Mushy Monsters, Barbie Girls, Pixie Hollow, Free Realms, Miss You the Most. I had it all. I had it all. Anyway, as I was saying, it clearly wasn't my fault the penguins didn't want to talk to me. To keep this short and to answer the question, why did and does Club Penguin suck? One, there were better chat rooms that were more interactive than Club Penguin itself, having more things to do, and also people that would just talk to me overall, more interactions in general with other human beings somewhere in the world. And while Meez was 13 and up and got really raunchy at times, I do think that had every single element of Club Penguin and absolutely crushed it. But like I said, OurWorld and Whyville are just some examples of some of the ones that did the same sort of stuff but actually did it differently and still did a really good job. I think a lot of the websites that I mentioned do a all of them do a better job than Club Penguin. I can't even sugarcoat this. Every single one did better than Club Penguin. All of these websites did a freaking killer job at making a world that I actually wanted to stay a part of, and that's really sad because Club Penguin was owned by Disney, who is
the leader in
entertainment all over the world. For fuck's sake, dude. All of these companies weren't even run by big corporations, at least not from what I know. Like, obviously Millsbury was run by cereal companies, but Club Penguin was run by Disney, which is a very, very big company, if you haven't heard, that's known for being about entertainment. So the fact that they fucked up this bad is just terrible. And second of all, there are games that are actual games that just had better gameplay in general, but had the same concept of Club Penguin. There were games that I played not just for the social interaction or for my friends being online, but also just for maybe the game itself, or even the story, or the character development, or even just exploring the world that I haven't seen all of yet. Club Penguin just didn't really have. There was stuff to do, and places to be, and shops, and pages, and pages, and pages, and pages, and pages, and pages, and pages of shops to look at, even if I had 0 friends online in half of these other websites. If you weren't VIP, Club Penguin didn't have any of that for you. You got one back of the page, I think 4 times, of really boring stuff in the catalog, and that was it. My conclusion is that Club Penguin was popular because Disney just wanted it to be. Disney saw it was already exploding and growing at a really fast rate while it was just Penguin Chat, and knew if they threw marketing at it that it would become a gargantuan site that we knew and loved back in the day. Unfortunately, because they threw all this marketing and had so much hopes for Club Penguin, this freaking hopeless freaking website, they ended up closing their actual 3 MMOs that were actually good, which was a mistake on Disney. And where did it lead them? But not only that, they also brainwash you into thinking that Club Penguin was the best thing from your nostalgic internet childhood. Thanks. Whew. Okay. Alright, that was it. If you never played any of the games that I mentioned, I am sorry for your loss. If Club Penguin was the only thing you ever played, my bad. I also didn't mention some of the websites that I actually didn't have. For example, a big one I know is Habbo Hotel. I never played that, so I didn't mention it. I'm sorry. But if you liked the video, please like the video, comment, subscribe, especially subscribe. If you'd like to see more of me, please go follow me on my Twitch. I am over there 4 days a week. Link is down in the description below. I will see you guys later. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, night, noon, whatever. Bye, guys!